Hi guys, welcome back to my channel Golden Roots EK. Today I want to show you guys how you can make this amazing Castile soap, which is gentle and has silky lather. So we're using pure olive oil and it's a very simple soap infused with lavender oil. So what you need is 1000 ml of olive oil, and I've already measured out my water of 375 ml, and make sure it's distilled water. And then we have our essential oil, which is lavender oil. So first things first, I'm going to put the olive oil to heat up. So I use a hot water bath on the stove just to heat the oil up. And then we need 130 grams of sodium hydroxide, and make sure that you're protected. Wear gloves to protect your hands, wear goggles and also an apron, anything long sleeve that will help you. And your room has to be very well ventilated. So I'm mixing my lye, and remember, this gets so hot, so we're gonna need to leave it aside so that it cools down for some time. At that point, it was around 81 degrees Celsius. So once the lye has cooled down, it has to be around 50 to 60 degrees Celsius, and I'm going to pour my olive oil in the bowl. I like using plastic bowls to mix my soaps. You can use any bowl, you can use a metal bowl, you can use a glass bowl, whichever is your preference. I have to check my oil temperatures. When I removed it off the fire, it was around 78, so it could cool down during this process. And we need the oil base, the base oils, to be around 75 to 85 degrees. So once I am at 75 degrees, I'm ready to pour in my lye. I pour in my lye solution slowly. Lye, also known as sodium hydroxide, for those you don't know. So I'm mixing my base oils and lye very slowly. This is how I pour into my soaps. There's some people who just pour everything and mix. It's all up to you. It's all going to become soap. So I also go in with my spatula first before I start hand blending. So I have to go in with my hand blender, and then we have to keep stirring and mixing until it gradually thickens. So remember, with this oil, because olive oil is already a runny oil, it takes longer to thicken up. So it's not going to be like other soaps. So for the time that it does take to trace, it will take a while. So just be patient, but we're not looking for that thick soap kind of tracing, and it won't get there. It won't. So just be patient. We just look for the yellow color in this soap, and then after that, then we're ready to add our essential oil. So I'm using 20 ml of lavender essential oil. I had this 15 ml spoon to measure out, and then I have another 5 ml spoon. So that's what I use in this video. So after this stage, I'm going to go back in with my hand blender just to make sure that the essential oils are well mixed together with the soap. So as you notice in this, the soap has slightly changed, it has slightly thickened, and we know that our soap is ready to pour. Like I said, this won't thicken like other soaps, so just bear in mind that that's how it should be. So don't think that you're doing any mistake or whatsoever. So I'm ready to pour in my soap, but first I have to spray the alcohol in my mold. And make sure you always spray your alcohol on the molds, on whatever you're using, on your bowls before using them. And like you can see in the video, you can tell that it's slightly thickened from the previous scene I've shown you. So that's how the texture is at this point, and I just go in and pour it. So you'll be able to tell at the bottom it had started thickening up, and that's what we're looking for. So I had a bit left over, and then I just poured that for my samples later on. And after that, remember to spray some alcohol on top so that it helps the setting process of the soap. And before I forget, I didn't record this, make sure that you bang the soap several times just to avoid air bubbles. So this is now the wrapping stage, where we call the blanket phase. So we're going to leave this for 48 hours, but first of all we need to wrap the soap up in a blanket, or if you have old towels you can use that. Usually I'm saying old because the soap can get onto the blanket, so if you don't mind, just use whatever towel you have there. And the blanket phase helps insulating the soap so that the heat does not leave the soap mixture or escape, and this is also known as the gel phase. So that's how my soap was. I wrapped it up really well. I had a bottle there at the corner and then another bottle there, and just make sure the towel is not touching your soap underneath. So I didn't record this, but on after 24 hours on second day, I had made sure that I made a pattern. It's not as neat, guys, but well, it's creativity that matters. Something just to make the soap look less boring. So I'm going to take the soap out of the mold, and then we're going to get into the cutting stage. So I wanted to show you guys how the soap looked after removing it. You can tell at the bottom that it was just slightly soft, but it was ready to come out. And remember that if you do make soap and yours is still like feels a bit gelish or soft, remember you can just leave it a couple of days more, a day more or two, just so long as it's all set and is ready for cutting. So this was ready for cutting, and we all know that for all those colors to all be combined together, it's all going to be done during the curing stage. So I also wanted to show you guys how I cut my bars. Usually my Castile soaps are thicker because that's how I've always sold them, and I love Castile soap because it's so good for people with sensitive skin, and then it's also the easiest soap. It lathers very well, and then it smells so lovely with the lavender. So I just love this. If anybody tries this, please comment down below and let me know how your soap process went. So this is how pretty these soaps look, guys, and they smell so good. And I'm going to go ahead and cut the rest of the soap bar. So guys, I went on and cut the rest of the block. This made me about 7 bars of soap. If you're actually cutting them smaller, you should get more out of it, but this is how I cut my Castile soaps. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you do try to make this soap, remember to comment down below. And guys, remember to subscribe. Thanks so much for tuning in. Thumbs up this video, and then if you're new to my channel, remember to press the notification button so you don't miss videos like this. Until next time, see ya!